Welcome to Experience Easier Now, the podcast. Join us each episode as we do a deep dive with agents to identify how to make life easier for them through technology.
My name is Michael Wiley, realtor with HomeSmart, which is the largest brokerage in Phoenix. And also I run a team, Michael Wiley team. So real estate is really, it's just a people business. And the more people you know, whoever has the most friends wins. So I've always had that personality, and when I was a kid in high school, I was the kid who organized all the sporting activities and events and games and always got people together. So it's always kind of been my personality. It's just a matter of getting out there, talk to people, get to know people, do a good job, and you'll be successful in the real estate business.
What are some of the ways that technology is helping you keep up in the real estate industry?
Social media. I mean, social media is the greatest invention in the world from a marketing standpoint. And it's always changing with Facebook and their algorithms and those things. But right now, social media is a great way to get in front of people, educate them, give them a lot of, give them information that's going to help them. Post new listings for sure. One of the things we do with listings is when we get a new listing, we create a video, we post it on social media, and then we'll target certain areas or a certain demographic of people. So let's say, for example, I had a house listed in Sun City Festival and it's an active adult community. We can then go out and get that video, get that listing in front of people that are 55 and older and looking for that type of community. So it's very strategic and it allows you to get really specific in your marketing, which is really cool.
Walk me through how your team is using technology today.
So we're doing all sorts of different things. That's kind of where my focus has gone into social media, Facebook, Instagram. So from a branding standpoint, one, you're able to tell your story. Just get out there and let people know what you do, who you are, and be creative, and that's a lot of fun. And people, they like to see that stuff. They like to see what you're doing. They're curious, what does Michael Wiley do? So that's one way to do it. Another thing that we're doing is we're creating a lot of content to educate people in the real estate world. As an educator, I feel that's really important. So we're doing videos, for example, we're talking about as is. A lot of people think as is you buy a house and that's the way it is, and that's not the case. As is, you can actually ask for repairs. So we're constantly trying to give them value and do great things, educating them through social media. That's another form. And then we have retargeting. Retargeting is huge right now. People that go to your website or look at a certain home, or if they're searching on Zillow or Google for a certain type of home, we can now put those homes in front of them on social media. So if you have a listing and you list with us, a home, and you list with us, we're now going to be very specific. We're going to target people that are looking for homes like yours. And so those are just some of the ways we're using social media. Leverage, Millionaire Real Estate Agent, which if you haven't read it, it's a great book for real estate. Gary Keller Williams. He talks about the 3 L's: leads, listings, and leverage. And so leverage is where we've gone. What we've done on the Michael Wiley team is we've actually hired a marketing coordinator, and she has multiple skills. She's able to edit videos. She's constantly trying to stay up to date with all the different algorithms and different things with social media. And so what she does basically is she's kind of in charge of our social media. And so that frees me up to go out and talk to people, get in front of people, do the negotiations and those type of things. But every day her and I are in communication and we're talking about what we're doing and kind of coordinating for the whole team. So we have a system in place. It's very effective. That's the leverage of the 3 L's. And that's kind of how we run our social media and marketing on a day-to-day basis.
How's technology progressed your business? Is it speeding the process up?
Technology is changing the game. It's crazy how fast it's accelerated real estate. And it's so hard to keep up with as you're trying to continue with all your continuing ed and everything else you're doing. If you don't stay up on the technology, you're going to fall way behind. So some of the uses we have for technology, which are really cool, is everything's done electronically now. We have paperless files. Like literally, rarely do I print anything out anymore. Or bring contracts to people. Everything's done electronically, e-signatures, it's filed and stored electronically, and so it's very efficient. And so that's the first part that I love. Just being able to do business now, being mobile. So having a laptop, your cell phone, literally I can work from anywhere. In my car, Go to a house with a client, and have your laptop right there and run comps. So technology has really changed that. You don't have to go to an office. You don't even really need an office, quite honestly, anymore. Entering homes, access to homes is done through an e-key on your phone. Just last year I had the key, handheld key, and the issue was if I forgot the key, or I didn't have the key with me and somebody wanted to see a home, then I was out of luck. But now it's an app on my phone. So if I'm out somewhere and I always got my phone with me, somebody calls me, I can get them instant access to a home. And that's what it's all about, right? Speed and how quick we can get them to see the home. So there's a lot of different ways we're using technology, but I'd say those are the most important ones and most effective. I got a perfect example for you. Yesterday, I'm out showing homes. I'm with a client. And up until last year, I would use Flex, and Flex is very sufficient. And if you're a real estate agent, you know what I'm talking about right now. But we'd create portals with subscriptions, and somebody would have a search for a certain criteria of a home they wanted, right? And so you put it in Flex in the MLS, which that's what all realtors get through their association. And then they would get like an email if a new home came on the market that day. They would get updated, and then they can log into the portal and see the home. So yesterday I'm with a client. I have this new program. I'm gonna give a shout out to Chime and Brian Ford, my dude, because Brian took care of me. And yesterday was one of the first examples of how fast and how great technology can be. So I set this client up on a similar type portal like Flex would, but in Chime, okay? And Chime is a CRM with a great IDX and website that allows my clients to search like a realtor now, okay? But here's what happened. We were out looking at a home 3 days in a row. They're from out of state. They were getting ready to go back. And all of a sudden, she got an alert and an instant up. She goes, Mike, look at this one. And we looked at this house and said, boom, let's go see it. And sure enough, I made the phone call. We went up and saw it about an hour. It took us about an hour to get the appointment and get up there. Loved the home, and we wrote the offer that afternoon. So there's a perfect example of just technology, and it was automated and how fast it can work. And now that's the difference between getting your client into the home. And this was like the home, everything she wanted. We've been looking for 3 days, all the West Valley, from Peoria all the way down. That's the example of how technology can help you and how fast and what you need to make sure you get your clients into their dream home.
What's it like helping people buy their first home? That's gotta feel amazing.
So helping somebody buy their first home it's a really fun process, and one of the main reasons because you get to educate them. Typically they're new, right? Like a newbie in the whole buying experience. So literally just sitting down with them. My favorite part is sitting down with them, just making them feel comfortable, and now educating them so they can make informed decisions. I don't want to make the decisions for them. I want them to make the decisions and feel comfortable and be happy, so there's no remorse on any decisions they make. Most importantly. So it's a lot of fun educating them through the process. And then when we actually get out there and they start looking at homes and they get excited and you can see it, and when they find that right one, that is the coolest moment. And when you get it under contract and you close and they get their keys, they're so excited and they're so thankful. And that's what I love about this business is you're helping people in the emotional experience. You spend months with them communicating back and forth, and a lot of these people become good friends and some family over time. So it's a lot of fun.
What does it feel like making the home buying process easier?
I think just getting up and focusing on your day and helping people, seriously, like that's the philosophy I try to live by is get up every day and just help people. And some days, are better than others, but at the end of the day, when you get somebody their keys and they get into their house and you see their kids and they're happy, it really is a great feeling. So just try to keep that mentality of focused on helping people and giving and doing the right things, and it seems to work.
Where would your business be without technology?
So I'd say it was about maybe 3 years ago. I was still doing everything. I'm doing all my own paperwork, and I didn't have it totally set up from a paperless standpoint technology. I'd print something out, I'd have to scan it back. I'm doing everything, buyers, listings, and it was just too much. I'll be honest with you, I was stressed out. I was in a relationship, and I had just way too much going on. And it was after that relationship didn't work out. You hit a pain point, something in your life personally happens, and you realize that you need to progress or you need to make a change. And that's where I focused. I realized I needed to use technology more, get better with technology to make my business more efficient. And if I could do less of the little things and more of the big things, I would be much more productive, the leverage piece, right? So what I did was I started to go out there and network. I went to some technology classes, talked to some people in the industry who are using technology to their advantage, and just educate myself. Take initiative, that's the biggest thing you could do. And so sure enough, I met a guy who is big into website design and technology and CRMs and everything, and started picking his brain and talked to some different agents, and then looked at some different tools of what would fit in my business. Well, at the same time, I'm starting to build a team. And right around the time I'm building a team, I meet Driggs. And I didn't realize this at the time because I was also educating myself on title companies, but Driggs Title is kind of like a technology company and title, right? Adam has a technology background, and so his goal and his job is to make everything easier for agents. That's what he loves to do through technology. So at that time I met Adam, and I'm building a team, and I'm using a lot of the stuff with Driggs Title, and their technology is making my life easier. And then sure enough, I got a CRM and an IDX website, and I started to get everything integrated and create a system with leverage that would just make everything easier.
How important is time in your business?
Oh, time's everything. Time's the most valuable thing we have. Some of that's probably age, but also just, I think, experience, right? And you get older and smarter, and you realize how valuable time is. So I don't care about the money, but money does help buy time. And it's funny, I posted something like that on social media, and somebody questioned me, money doesn't buy time. And I said, oh yeah? Well, what if you had the money to leverage yourself that would take away or supplement your pay, so now you didn't have to go to a job 40 hours a week? That's buying time, right? So yeah, time is everything. I enjoy my time. I like to coach my daughter, spend time with my daughter, and do the things that I want to do, focus on my health, and obviously having the time, flexibility to do that.
Thank you for joining us on Experience Easier Now. We hope you've learned something new that agents are doing using technology to make their life easier.